Hello, my name is Osamu Diamen Henry Iasere, and this is my internship final presentation for the company TELUS Lex. So I did my internship in the Leader Group Incorporated IT consulting firm. This is a subset under TELUS Lex. TELUS Lex is the big company, while Leader Group Incorporated IT consulting firm is the IT firm within the company. So there are three sides of the company. The first is a law firm, the second is the business consulting firm, and the other one is the IT firm, which I did my internship in throughout the summer. So just a brief overview of the company. The company itself basically focuses on minority women and helping them with any business venture that they pursue in the future. So we mostly pride ourselves on women who are inventors and entrepreneurs. In society, we find that a lot of minority women, especially Black women, are disadvantaged when they are creating their designs and inventions. And so our company serves as a one-way shop for all our clients so that they can have everything that they need in order to back up their protection when they have their products or business venture. And I'm really passionate about it because I chose this company because it's a startup that basically prides itself on helping women who look like me. So just a brief introduction into what I did throughout the summer. Like I said, TELUS Lex is a startup law firm, business consulting firm, and IT company. So majority of, this is the first time I've ever done an internship that was in startup. The last internship that I did was with a big corporation. So my main focus in the internship was cybersecurity. And while I was working in cybersecurity, I was working with the cybersecurity team, especially with my supervisor, Ms. Clarell Mortimer, on basically doing research of different cyber attacks that were occurring in the company. We were also priding ourselves on threat hunting. I did threat hunting, writing the cybersecurity policy for 2022 to 2023 for the company, and also basically doing a lot of penetration testing and vulnerability scanning throughout the summer. So just because I was working with the company and doing cybersecurity as my main focus of my internship did not mean that I would not also do other start, because it was a startup. They gave me the opportunity to see other things within the company, which is project management. And I was able to do project management where I pretty much worked, saw how an agile environment usually occurred. I was shadowing my supervisor, who is also a consultant, and she also does project management. And so with that, I was able to sit in some of the meetings, interact with some of the clients, and basically see how a project management runs, how long it takes, knowing how the planning works. It was really nice because one of the employees at the of the company, who's actually the CEO, Miss Iva Way, is actually project management certified. So it was really nice to be in those meetings and see how the strategies work for the project management. So some of the learning experiences that I learned throughout the semester, throughout the internship rather, are four main things. I broke it down into four. The first is I noticed that a good cybersecurity policy is tailored to the company. So in school or in classes, I heard that a good cybersecurity, I understood the whole premise of cybersecurity itself. But one thing I noticed in the first draft is I wasn't tailoring the cybersecurity policy to the company, but rather I was tailoring it in a broad and generalized format. And Ms. Clarell Mortimer, my boss, did describe to me that a lot of people in the company would be reading this policy and be using it for the entire year. And it should be able to tailor it to the company by having very personal details that a lot of people could refer to in a case of a cyber attack or a cyber emergency. And that's something that I definitely learned. And it just taught me that I need to tailor whatever I am doing to the audience that will be using the product or the policy in this case. The second part that I learned, or the second thing that I learned, is threat hunting requires a lot of work. Threat hunting itself, doing it in classes, I just felt it was very nice. It's basic monitoring. I just thought it was something you check in an hour, or probably if an alert does occur. But then I realized that it takes a lot of technical skills in order to do threat hunting. And I am not as equipped as I thought I was. There's a lot of learning that I had to do. I realized that threat hunting is a lot of work, and which actually led us to actually find a vendor who will be helping us with vulnerability scanning. And so it just basically taught me that I have a lot to work with in the future. I think the third thing that I learned is networking is very important. Going into the internship, because it was a startup, I was very opened to a lot of people who worked in different aspects in the company. And because of that, I was able to network as much as possible. So one of the people that I did able to network with was Miss Okpiagbele, who worked in the law firm. And I realized the importance of networking is being able to broaden my horizon and interact with so many people who were at the company to understand their experiences working within the company and learning as much as I could. So I understood the value this semester of networking. The fourth thing that I definitely learned is startups means helping in other departments. Sometimes we were a bit short-staffed, and sometimes I would have to do things that were outside of the scope of cybersecurity, and which led me to doing a lot of project management, and it also led me to sitting in some consultation meetings with clients. I also helped with the company website. I did research for the company website. I did research for a lot of other stuff that was involved in the company. And it also led me to helping in the marketing department. So because my internship was mainly remote and I would interact with my boss on the phone, it gave me the opportunity to help out as much as possible during my free time at my internship. So one of the things that I pride myself on is helping introduce or bring in the marketing interns. So I was tasked on finding the marketing interns that would be interested in doing an internship this the summer. I definitely helped them, went through interviews with them, looked at their resume, and then I put them into the company. And I realized that because it's a startup and it's not a big law firm, a lot of people we don't have a lot of staff to do it. So sometimes I had to pick up the slack as much as possible. So moving on to major accomplishment that I do pride myself on this semester is number one, the vulnerability scanning contract, which I think I talked about. Because we realized that threat hunting is much more in depth, my company then decided that we'll be going with a third-party vendor, and it's a cybersecurity company. It's a cybersecurity company within it's a cybersecurity company that will be helping us with vulnerability scanning. And so they kept me in charge of doing the research on the company, seeing how much the budget will be for putting them there, and making sure that we have majority of meetings with them to discuss to discuss the services that they will render for us. So basically, I was spearheading majority of the meetings and interacting with them via email and talking to them in meeting and different things. And so it was very nice to have that on my belt of taking charge of the situation. I think the second part that I accomplished this semester is a cybersecurity policy. And this cybersecurity policy, like I said, we wrote the first draft, and I did make a mistake of not writing it in a sense of towards the company, but I wrote it in a very broad way while I was helping. And so with that, I'll have to change some of the things. But the cybersecurity policy is something that I do is a major accomplishment. It taught me a lot, and I do like that. Another part of the cybersecurity education, one other part that I did accomplish this semester is a cybersecurity education to the company staff. So I had to give some basic cybersecurity 101 lessons to some of the people in the company of how to protect clients' data and also themselves. Just basically explaining certain things like viruses, phishing, just malware, how to avoid phishing attacks, how to look out for viruses, just the basic stuff on making sure everyone is protected. So key takeaways that I learned in this semester also is projects take time and a lot of work. Some of the projects that we were working on in the company have been going on even before I started. And some of them that start won't even finish probably till January of next year. So I realized that projects take time. It takes a lot of preparations. There were a lot of meetings talking about the meetings that we're going to have with clients and and there were also meetings about talking about what is the good thing about the meeting that we just had, a lot of note takings and a lot of input. I like the fact that in the company, they really heard my voice and they gave me the opportunity to speak on things. And I was even given the opportunity to ask a lot of questions and they were really patient to answer them for me. I think it takes me to my second takeaway, which is cybersecurity requires a lot of work and skills and research. And it just shows me that I have a long way to go within my cybersecurity career, and hopefully it will get better. I think another thing that I would say is communication is very vital. That's one of the takeaways that I would say. Communication is very vital amongst the team members. I was speaking with my supervisor in a more personal level because I could speak to her on the phone or I could text her. So in a sense, if a team members are not communicating effectively, then it's not going to be able to be effective in the long run when we are doing projects together. And I realized that even online, communication is highly important because we're not in face-to-face. So the impact this had on my career is pretty simple. I would definitely still continue to do cybersecurity, but I would prefer to go down the rabbit hole or rather, I would prefer to go into threat hunting. Threat hunting is something that I do think I would love to do in the coming future. Not so much the red team. I've already decided that in my first internship, but with the second one, it really solidified that I do have a lot of passion for threat hunting. So just a little brief summary of the internship. I think the learning experience pretty much, the internship really taught me that cybersecurity and project management, it taught me a lot of those things and I do pride myself, I really did enjoy them. And it also taught me the importance of networking, which also my takeaway is networking is important and I still have a lot to do within the cybersecurity field. My major accomplishments were the vulnerability scanning contract with the vendor, the third-party vendor, the company cybersecurity policy, and the education of cybersecurity to the company. And the impact on my career is I would definitely continue to pursue this as a career path down the line. I love cybersecurity. This is the reason why I took it as a major. And I loved the internship that I did overall. I loved my supervisor. She's very chill. I apologize. She's very warm and really nice. And she gave me an avenue of communicating with her even after the internship, just to talk to her. And after networking with a lot of people within the company, it was really nice to know that that I still have like a place as as friends with a lot of people that I worked with this semester. So I really do like them. So this brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for watching, Professor. I did enjoy this semester doing the internship. I do definitely want to pursue cybersecurity, but now I realize that project management is much more in depth. And I think I would definitely like the consultation part. The consultation part was really interesting to me and something that I might try to look into, but I definitely enjoyed this semester of doing the work that I had to do. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a good day.